Hello everyone, and this is Serenity's here, back with another awesome Halo Reach Invasion gameplay. Would be level 50 if the ranks had not reset. We've got Season 2 gameplay right here, guys. And what a beautiful one off to start off here against one of my favourites, Chris Hansen. My other being Dan Owens. But here we go, guys. Got a solid team here, and I'm just going to talk about the changes they've made to Season 2. So for me, the Season 2 definitely gets the thumbs up. The graphic changes are really good. The game feels a lot smoother. And generally the gameplay feels a bit cleaner. So heads up to them for that. Bonnie Ross, has promised us MCC fixes. The game's like 6 years old. But it's good to know that it's being worked on. When it first came out, it was a really solid build. Their developers and testers had really, scrutinised the game. There weren't any issues at all. Yeah, right. They still haven't fixed the anonymous black screen, even so, late into the game. But don't worry, because Infinite's on the way. Anyway, Halo, right, so here we go, guys. Tonight, got a good matchup here against Chris Hansen and his boys, some boys that he's playing with here. And we've got some new faces on our team for Team Seconds and friends, I guess. But really excited in this match. I was playing with Arthur is a God and SLEETY, both of which I know are very, very good players. Played against them a fair few times, and they are very good. So I was really happy to play with them for a change. Particularly with Arthur and SLEETY last night, it was nice to mash up with them. Arthur in particular, I was really impressed with the general hold-up play from Arthur and the objective work, as to go for the bases, and that kind of play is kind of similar to how I play, so it was really nice to play with like a like-minded gamer who had the same attitude, like going for the win. My other teammates also obviously have that ambition as well, but it's just nice that when you bring someone else in that we haven't played with like really before, that's really nice to see that. So yeah, it's really great to play with Arthur last night. He's a very good player in playlist. SLEETY, I've always thought was pretty good. There's some mixed opinions on SLEETY depending on who you talk to, but I actually think he's a really good player. I was really impressed when I've matched up against him, and yeah, just really nice to have him on my side for a change. So guys, I really hope you enjoy this gameplay against Chris Hansen. And now, the analysis on Chris, I mean, since I last played Chris, the last time was a South Central US connection. I think it was on this map as well. And it did get an upload to Trivectide's channel. Now, they were the better team in that match, I'm not going to deny it. Our team was a little bit mixed. We didn't have like our full assembled squad, and yeah, it was just a bit rough for us. Coming from Europe, South Central US is really horrible. But anyway, they got the win. Chris was happy about that, but I always said to myself, going to get some revenge on him, because generally I think we are better. I felt from the last time, some discussions with Chris from the others in our little posse. One of the important things we have to consider here is battle data. Like, had we actually acquired enough to take on Chris Hansen after, that previous encounter with Chris? I mean, I had to figure out, if I'd had personally, if I'd done enough to acquire enough battle data to go against the legend that is Chris. So I think I finally learnt that lesson now. I might have acquired enough, to actually take on Chris, because we took the win here as a team. We're a team of 5 against what may have been a team of 4 or 5 for their team. Our random was really bad. We went 4 and 22 standard. So it was a really good win from the squad, I thought, and really nice performance of Floodgate. So obviously we started up with defense, guys, and I felt really good with the boys. Obviously the Team Seconds crew got Nice and LJ5s, top players, upper echelon gamers. So I knew I was in good hands with them and my regulars, and also Arthur and SLEETY, and it's just good to play with players that you've got such chemistry with. Even Arthur and SLEETY, after a short time, they put you in positions to succeed. I think that's important. A wise man once said that, and I think it was on Twitter. But definitely, you have to have them that are going to put you in that position to skunk. Chris Hansen, and make it so that he starts raging on the other end, throwing his controller out the window. you need to have those players that are going to put you in the position to succeed. And after you've acquired enough battle data, I mean, that is when you can really, you know, really take it to town, really, and, you know, grab the win, and, you know, put it on YouTube and just, you know, give Chris a bit of inflated ego as he needs that. And yeah, just at this point here, guys, looking to put the ball on Chris down, and just said as soon as we skunked him, I said, right, this is our match. And, you know, so at this point here is looking to really push aggressively on the right base on Floodgate. Now, Floodgate can be a little bit of an annoying one. I think, you know, the final stage of getting the core out can be a little bit difficult because you need a few players to go in there, but obviously the vehicles are important to secure, because otherwise you'll be getting slayed left, right and centre if you try to push their base. But the initial concern was just to, you know, obviously get one of these bases to begin with. You know, obviously I had right spawn in this game with Arthur, and it was nice to have Arthur as my partner in this one. And, you know, to be honest with you, I was just thinking I'll just keep pushing right because I think it's a bit easier to cap than left. Mountain control, cliff control is really important in the first stage. You really need that and try to get that under your belt. I think if the attacking team can get a hold of it, and then, you know, the guys on the right are sort of doing the business over there, you should have a cap. So that's what I was trying to sort of secure here. So with Arthur's help, you know, it's a really good play from Arthur in the Snipe games. I really like the manner in which he, you know, plays. I discussed it earlier, but yeah, just solid play from him. So it was really nice to have a teammate on the same page, and obviously we get that in team seconds, but you know what I mean. But as you can see here, like, making really good work, so just trying to take our time a bit. So at this point here, I just said to the team that I'm putting pressure on their right side, and I think at this point as well, the boys were also making a nice push on the left, so starting to get time here as I get the double kill. And yeah, just waiting as they come now. A bit of a crap nade from me there, it's a bit uncharacteristic of me, so I end up, you know, losing some of my shields, but eventually the boys have done enough to get the cap there, and we secure the first point against Chris, and that's the win anyway. So at this point here, we'll just go for the, personally I wanted the 3-0. I won't say what we get because it might be a bit of a spoiler for the gameplay. But, you know, probably from that you gathered that we, you know, maybe didn't get 3 points, we have to wait and see. But I wanted to milk it for as much as I can because, you know, I've obviously been taking my training to heart in the playlist. I felt I applied enough battle data, and you know, I thought I could actually, you know, I could actually go the whole way and get the 3 points against Chris here. And so obviously for Chris Hansen's team, sorry I haven't talked much about the other team, you know, I think I'm just so in awe of the fact that I was in a game with Chris Hansen that I just can't think of anything else. So you know, so obviously had Jeps in this one. Jeps a very, you know, good player. He also had Sank, which I believe Tank 19, I think the boys were saying, so just, I don't know if that's definitely Tank, I assume it is, it's very similar gamer tag. They had Busta guns, and they had two other, well, I don't know if those kids were with them or not, but they had two players that were working quite well together, or trying to anyway, and we had, like I said, we had a team of 5 with a really, yeah, handicapped random. So at this point here, guys, the second base cap on Floodgate. So with the way I was trying to push this, I think the best way, to be honest, is obviously have a good play on the Revenant, like we, I think we had Arthur. Somehow I think Arthur loses it later on, which isn't, you know, his completely his fault. This team was just sitting back and hiding in the base, which is a common occurrence, right, for these guys. But it can be difficult to cut the base when they've got the sort of the whole way on lockdown and just throwing grenades and stuff. So at this point here, my theory was like, if we can just get someone with a Revenant, just a couple of players, just to sort of help me, because I'll always push the bases to my team, and you know, just to get us this base capture, and then we can start running out the core and getting the 3-0, which is what I had on my mind. So as you can see here, guys, I did get some nice seconds. You know, and maybe Nice Seconds could add to that. We'll see. We've got LJ5s might be add some seconds, but I did get some good seconds for the team there, and you know, tried to sort of finish that one off. But unfortunately for me, couldn't quite manage it. So as you can see, still applying the pressure and just trying to keep this sort of side on lockdown. It's difficult when they've got people in the hallway because they can just throw nades, so that, you know, obviously a best case scenario is to get a couple of slays, get a couple of people in there, secure the areas where obviously the team are going to push to try and hold on to their base. So that's why I'm trying to sort of stick myself back in that area, because that's where we're going to sort of stretch teams. Unfortunately, they get caught by a nade. And again, these guys are just doing quite a good job of hiding. I mean, they know they're getting the L now, so they're just going to sit back and defend, clamp up, and that's all they really can do. You know, only criticisms from our squad probably. This base capture is not really that efficient. You know, I think we should have had it maybe, you know, a minute ago, but it is what it is, as Sick would say. So, you know, at this point here, I'm just trying to sort of finish it off, trying to kill any players that are sort of extending out the left side so they can shoot us as we're trying to go for it. Hay does a really nice attempt to try and grab the base there. Just unfortunately, I was already a bit weak, so I couldn't really do much more to try and preserve that capture. So again here, just trying to sort of, you know, make sure that we're still pushing for it. We haven't got long now. Only 10 seconds. I mean, at this point I don't really care because we've already got the win anyway. But I did want the base cap, so I tried to push for it to secure it here. And I think one of the squad like really clutch up and actually gets the base cap. It might even be, I don't know if it was Pay over there or Arthur, but really solid. I think it might have been Pay, I don't know. But really solid play to actually, you know, get that base cap. And yeah, just really solid play. And at this point here, I want to go for the whole 3 points. And I saw that one of them was going on the far left. So obviously on this stage, Chris Hansen and his team, you know, they've acquired enough battle data, but not in this game. I think they need to go and get some more. But the last hope they've kind of got now is to try and steal our Banshee, you know, hide in the base and try and get as many kills as they can, so that they can say they weren't statted on. So that's probably their main focus at this point. They've already, you know, holding the L. So you just got to clamp up and defend, you know, try and not make it as embarrassing, which is what you see they've got all the rockets and OP stuff in the base. At this point here, we get their tank from the notable glitch on this map that has been exploited against us many times, so, you know, stuff it, we're going to do the same. We've had a bit of that on this map from the other teams, and it's a well-known thing anyway, so we pulled it off. And I don't really care what anyone has to say about that because we've had it done to us a lot of times, and the fact is, the fact that it's possible, it's not actually a glitch. So yeah, so we got the tank off them, which was a really nice play. So at this point here, you can see I'm just trying to push in with one of the guys on the squad here, and unfortunately, just can't stay alive. You know, the way to get the floodgate core out. I mean, getting the core out in any map can be challenging when you're playing against you know, players that have acquired enough battle data. It can be difficult, you know, to bring it out because they're just going to clamp up and defend. Ideally, you need a couple of good slays and then actually, you know, coordination with your team to sort of get it going and pull it out. So that's what we're trying to do here. You can see that we have to secure the vehicles as well. So you're going to have players in vehicles that aren't really adding to anything. Obviously, they're getting kills, but they're actually not able to sort of get more slays in the base, which is really where you need to pick up the slays. That's it if you want to cap the core. I mean, you know, really the game's already won, so I probably could have taken a different approach and just went for kills, but I wanted to try and get the core. I always try to get the core. I always try to get the 3 points. Especially if you play attack first on a certain map, and you know, you don't get 3 points because that can actually come back to bite you. So I think it is always worth it trying to get as many as you can, just in the event that, like, when your turn to defend, it just, you know, eases up a bit of pressure on you. So, you know, that's kind of like always the reason I try to go for the 3 points. And also because I like to say that I've, you know, beat them the maximum of points, so that's why I always try to do that. But we only have a minute left. It's not been that efficient for me, but I think the thing is, when they have all the OP stuff like rockets and grenade launchers, you can see Chris Hansen is just not using anything else. It's just difficult to, you know, actually pull it out. And then a lot of them will just have the shotguns on point sitting in the corner, like I think Tank or Sank was doing that in his gameplay, and nice flying from Jeps there with the laser. He's going to go down. So at this point here, guys, trying to nade onto the core. So I would have liked to have taken it. I think at this point here, that was where we needed to start running a bit more. I wanted to go at the back to stretch them a little bit in defence. So you can see I got in behind them here and able to, you know, create a bit of confusion. But unfortunately, they managed to get a really quick reset on the core. I would have continued running that one. And here I just didn't notice the time, to be honest. If I had, probably would have gone for another kill on Chris Hansen because he was right behind me. But that's the game, folks, the 2-0 win. So I'm pretty happy with that. My analysis is I feel that I have acquired enough battle data now to take on Chris. The first experience was, you know, a bit rough because we had the South Central US. But I think in this gameplay, you know, Team Seconds and friends with Arthur and SLEETY, we have more enough analysis to get us through it. And I just want to say again, re-emphasize on that point. I mean, when you've got, you know, really good teammates you've got such a chemistry with that put you in positions to succeed, you know, anything is possible. Anything is impossible in Invasion. And really hope you guys enjoy this video. This is the first from Season 2 from me, guys. Haven't actually posted any vids for a while. Just been a bit busy, but I'm sure there'll be plenty more to come, a lot more drama, a lot more action in Season 2, and I hope you guys look forward to it. This was Serenity's, guys, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.